Yo, what's going on, crew? Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to do a comparison of this Samsung Galaxy A34 5G, and we're going to be comparing it to the Motorola Moto G72. And there's about a $20 difference between both of these devices, and I think they're very good purchases for under $300. You can get the A34 5G at around $280 depending on where you look. And you might even be able to get it cheaper, but I'll make sure I leave the cheapest link down below. And you can get the Motorola Moto G72 for around $269. But if you're brand new to the channel, I truly appreciate you for coming through if you're new. But if you're already a part of the crew, salute. So let's just take a look at the build materials on the back. The texture is very similar. You're getting this nice smooth white color on the Moto G72 and this nice smooth material on the A34 5G. And they have a really smooth feel to them. Satin texture, which is really smooth, and it deters fingerprints on both of these devices, which I really like. Then you have your triple camera setups on both of these, which we're going to get into later in the video. But on the bottom, I noticed that the Moto had a headphone jack and the A34 didn't. We have triple mics, two at the bottom on the A34 and one at the top with the SIM card up there as well. And we have a headphone jack, which we don't have on the A34. On the Moto G72, a microphone right here. Well, actually a speaker right here and a microphone right here. The 3.5mm headphone jack Type-C is on both on bottom. And then on top, we have the Dolby Atmos logo as well as another dual microphones on this one. Now, turning it onto the this side, we have the SIM remover slot here. As on the A34, we have it on top. The A34 looks much slimmer, like it's more like a slimmer device. This is more of a boxy shape to it, and you can kind of see what I'm talking about when I bring them close to the camera, where you have that nice rounded edge that goes across the back of the A30, the Moto G right here. Then you can see that sharp edge. It just depending on how you like it. I like both actually how they feel in the hand, so that's nothing to. I don't really care about that, but I really like the A34's feel in the hand, and I do like the feel in the hand of the Moto G72, depending on which one you prefer. That's up to you. The power button is on the bottom, and the fingerprint sensor is, not the fingerprint sensor, the power button is on the bottom and the volume rocker is on top. And both of these things do have in-display fingerprint sensors and facial recognition. So the fingerprint sensor appears a little bit quicker on the Moto G72, just to be 100% honest with you. And as far as the facial recognition, the A34 doesn't recognize me unless I take my headphones off. And my glasses. So it's still not recognizing me. There we go. So it takes a little bit more for the A34 to recognize me when it comes to my face. But if you're still here, just type down below in the comment section, I'm still here, so I know you're still kicking it with me. And I just want to remind you to hit the like button so we can get this video out to more people and help beat the YouTube algorithm. Okay? But one of the things I wanted to do is a microphone test, just to test out the audio on both of these. So I'm going to actually play the a track on the A34 5G and put it up to my microphone right here so you guys can hear that. here's the Moto G72. Let's listen to this one. I actually think both phones have really good sound quality when it comes to the microphones on both. Deep bass, very clear audio on both. So I'm really impressed when it comes to the speakers on both. I'm going to clear out all the apps. And one of the things I like to do is a quick speed test to see which one has better performance when it comes to opening apps. So Meta 123. That looked like the A34 5G. Let's jump into Spotify on both of these things. 1, 2, 3. That looked like the Moto G72. Let's jump into I don't know. Let's do IG. 1, 2, 3. And that was a little bit quicker on the A34 5G. Let me make the brightness go up all the way on both so you can see the screens at their fullest potential. But we do have an OLED panel on the Motorola G72 and a Super AMOLED panel on the A34 5G. And you can see right here the quality of the displays. Both look really good. I can't even complain when it comes to both of these. They have pretty good quality. My guy right here is going in on the dips. Let me see. Okay, I see what he was working with. That's crazy. Yeah, both of the displays actually look gorgeous. I can't even front. Both of these displays look absolutely gorgeous. When it comes to the detail on both of the displays, they look really good. Let's try out watching videos on both. YouTube 1, 2, 3. And that was by a hair, the A34. Alright, let's test out the quality on both of these displays. I'm going to actually max out the quality on both. So let's go into our settings and let me see what is it showing here. Quality 480. Let's do advanced, and it looks like the A34 5G has higher quality at 2160 60 you know what I mean, 2160 p60 60 frames per second or whatever. So it's maxing out at 1460p on the A72. So just to throw it out there that you will get a higher density display when it comes to watching videos. So the A34 5G is going to have a Super AMOLED 1080 by 2400, and the A72 5G is going to have a 1080 2400 OLED, and you're getting 399 pixels per inch on both of these devices with 120 hertz refresh rate on both. And I actually think that these both have, if not the same screen, similar displays, because they look really good on both, but similar specs. And you can see that the punch hole dead center on the Moto G72 looks brilliant right there, and that little dip on the display is pretty decent on the A34 5G as well. Now, when it comes to details on the cameras, I like to kind of just test out both of these, and what I'm going to do is do a photo so I can show you guys exactly how these cameras perform. So when we get up close with the Moto G72, it's doing that autofocus on the face, and let's take a quick shot for detail purposes. And wow, so up close and personal on both of these, Let me know which one you thought threw out better details right here. The G72 on the left gave them a darker skin complexion, and the A34 5G kind of highlighted the skin a little bit more. So it just depends on your personal preference, but we do get a lot of features like wide angle camera on both, night vision on both. They're both gonna have the ability to do like a, we get that high resolution on both of these. And one of the things is that when you go into high res mode, it's giving you that 108 pixel or whatever. So let's take a quick shot with that. And then this guy right here on the Samsung gives you the ability to do photos. When you click on the photo right here, it gives you the ability to do that 48 megapixel mode. So let's do that. And what I'm noticing is that both do a really good job. They offer accurate details and stuff. So this one just shows you they both are capable of performing with really high quality on the shots. And this 108 megapixel is extremely detailed on the Moto G72. You can see on his holster right here, it gave you a little bit more details on the Motorola. So let me know what you guys think when it comes to these. I did notice that this thing has dual capture for videos and photos. The Samsung offers actually pro mode and for video as well, which is crazy, and slow motion mode on both of these. Let me see, they'll both offer that night mode. Macro camera on the Samsung. You don't get, I'm not noticing a macro camera on the Moto G72, so that's the only thing that I want to throw out there, but most people don't actually use that anyway. And then when it comes to the front facing camera, look at the Samsung. That's crazy. It gives you that fun mode, so you could kind of mess around with it. I think that's pretty cool, but it gives you like a portrait mode that you get the wide angle shot on both. And so basically my skin looks a little bit lighter on the A34 just to be 100%. And this one's taking shots automatically. They must have a feature when you smile, it takes photos or something like that. Let's just jump into the overall performance. Now, when it comes to the performance on the Samsung Galaxy A34 5G, it's actually very good. It has ultra graphics and even goes to extreme when you put it on smooth. And this is probably the best that it can get. It's almost up there with flagship phones when it comes to the performance with the Dimensity 1080, and it has 6 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of internal storage. And so this phone is suitable for gaming really competitively. Like I said, it's gonna be solid overall. The frame rates are at a really fast speed, so you get that 120 refresh rate on the display, so you can actually get kills really fast. You can get first blood. And I just noticed that thing performs without any flaws. It's a flawless experience when it comes to the gaming on here. So I'm trying to get first blood right now on it, but it looks like I have some really good competition with my opponent. So that's probably why I'm not able to get the kill as quick as I would like, but I did get first blood right there. But I definitely think this is a really nice phone for gaming. Now, as far as the Moto G72, the graphics go up to very high and smooth, so it's not as crazy as it is going to be on the A34 5G, but it's actually pretty playable. When you're playing on here, you get a nice refresh rate on here. Is actually 120 hertz or something like that, and it just looks real clean. There's no stutter, and it's not going to be as high as the A34 5G, and you're not going to get that 5G network, but you will get the headphone jack, and the graphics do look good with the 6 gigabytes of RAM and the MediaTek Helio G99 on here. You also do get a Mali G57 MC2 on the A34 5G, you get the Mali G68 MC4, so it's a more sophisticated camera, and not camera, more sophisticated chip, and this is crazy because the team that I'm playing against is very, the way they're orchestrating their game plan is crazy. They must be on here all day long or something, but you know, let's see if I can get a kill on here. All right, so definitely some good performance on both of these. So you do get the 16 megapixel on the Moto G72 and the 13 megapixel on the A34 5G. And although it's a higher resolution, they produce similar quality when it comes to taking shots on it. And you also do get that 48 megapixel on the Samsung Galaxy A34 with the wide angle of 8 megapixel, 5 megapixel portrait. And then on the Moto G72, you actually get a 108 megapixel main camera with the 8 megapixel wide angle and the 2 megapixel for macro. So just keep in mind, you know, you will get some pretty decent cameras on this thing. And so if you want to get to the macro on the Moto, I realized that you actually have to hit this little flower, and that's how you get up close macro shots with it. So you could take really good details on the front of the camera, right on the camera right there. You can get really good detailed shots with the macro right there when you hit that flower and you get that wide angle. So I think these both do compete well with each other. Let me know what you guys think down below. If you're still here, just type down below I'm still here, so I know you made it to the end of the video. And I just want to remind you to hit the like button so we can get this video out to more people. But I'm going to get right back with you later, crew. Peace.